Welcome back to the channel, and I am here today with the new PRS Swamp Ash Special SE electric guitar. You may have seen my video demo of this, and today I'm going to do some blind sound samples with some somewhat similar guitars. So today, for the purposes of this test, because this has so many combinations, we are only testing the humbuckers and the standard bridge, middle, neck positions. So this guitar has an ash body, maple neck, 25-inch scale length. As you can see, bolt on. And these are the 8515S pickups. So they are designed like the American-made ones, but they are made in Indonesia. And of course, this guitar has a trim. So this will be one of the guitars being tested and the reason for the test, since it's the new one garnering all the attention. So, also in the test, my beloved PRS S2 Standard 24. I've had this guitar for several years. Mahogany body, rosewood fretboard, mahogany set neck. This has the FHS, Fat Hot Screams, neck, or rather bridge humbucker, and the vintage neck humbucker. It too has coil splitting and things of that nature, but we're just going the full humbucker settings on this. I love this guitar. My American original Telecaster I got used, it would be its competitor. This is probably the highest quality guitar that I own. So it will be one of the three in the test. And then another is a guitar I've had for a while, but this is, I think, the first time it's actually appeared on the channel. I need to give it its own video. But this is an American parts caster, which I did not make. I purchased from a store that someone else had put together tremendously well, but has an alder body, an American Professional maple neck, Seymour Duncan JB bridge humbucker, and a Seymour Duncan jazz neck humbucker. And, you know, that's the hot rodded humbucker set. So, of course, it has a trim, and of course, I failed to mention, but PRS trim. And of course, this is a Strat, has a bolt-on neck. I absolutely love this guitar. There's nothing like it in the production line, but I figured it up. If there was, all the parts on this would probably be a $2,200 to $2,500 guitar, and I got it for far less than half that because it's a parts caster. But that will also be one of the three guitars. So we'll play a blind sound sample for each guitar in each pickup setting through the Boss Katana, one clean, one crunch, for each of the three settings. It will be mic'd with an SM57. Then we'll come back here for the results. are back. So, just so you know, the EQs were all set to 5 on every one of those. I did not touch them. I recorded them all one right after the other. Nothing was touched. I was just switching between guitars. So it is as direct a test as possible. So that being said, guitar A is the American Stratocaster parts caster with the Seymour Duncan JB and Jazz pickups. Guitar B is the PRS S2 Standard 24 with the FHS. I always have to stop to think what order those letters go in, and vintage pickups. And of course, I should say these are American-made pickups. The Strat has American-made pickups, which leaves guitar C as the Swamp Ash Special with the Indonesian-made versions of the 8515 pickups. I listened to those in the recording. I listened to them live, obviously, as I was playing them, and wow, these guitars definitely sound similar. I think in a band application, you would be hard-pressed to tell them apart. My general impression live playing them in the room, this one was probably the brightest, maybe attributed to the ash body, but not by much. The Standard 24 S2 American-made PRS was the fattest by a very narrow margin, and I think that the Strat was kind of the most, I hate to say stratty, but it sounded a little bit thinner, but in a good stratty way in the room, but by a narrow margin. Listening back, honestly, I could not have guessed which one was which, and I own all three. So I think that says a lot for how the guitar that was, I think you can currently get for $680, I got for $850 the day it came out, stands up to a guitar that, again, would be a $2,200 to $2,500 guitar, probably, if you could buy such an exact guitar. Probably the closest thing would be the maybe the American Professional 2 with dual humbuckers. They're still making that one. That's like an $1,800 guitar, and that one has some extra features like locking tuners, and anyway, it has a flame maple neck. But anyway, that guitar is considerably more expensive than this guitar, and this guitar at the time it was new, I think was $1,400. It's more than that now. This is the 2015 version. So sound-wise, they are very similar. So now, just as a special, let me reach off camera here, I'm going to do one sound sample between this guitar and this Gibson Les Paul Tribute Modified. And again, I've not taken it out to look at it, but I got this from the demo shop. It is a mod guitar, so this is, as far as I know, the only one exactly like this. I did a full video about it a little while back. But anyway, this bridge humbucker, they called it an Alnico 5 humbucker. I think there's an Alnico 5 burst bucker, so that's probably what it is. So a PAF style pickup, but with an Alnico 5 magnet, which tends to be a little more powerful and focused sounding, to use all the buzzwords, and the more warm round Alnico 2 that would typically be in a PAF. So I am playing one sound sample, each guitar. We call them 1 and 2 in this one. Just the bridge pickup in the lead channel of the Boss Guitar. The previous ones were the clean and the crunch channel. And we'll come back and see if we can tell what is what. And we are back. With no further ado, guitar 1, the Les Paul. Guitar B, the Swamp Ash Special. So this is a bright Les Paul in construction, has a maple neck, the modern weight relief body. It's fairly light for a Les Paul. It's 8.5 pounds roughly. And it has what would probably be considered a brighter bridge pickup than a typical Les Paul. And I think both sounded great. Didn't sound identical, but they sounded a lot alike. So I think that that was very interesting in how a bright Les Paul sounds compared to a ash-bodied maple bolt-on neck guitar with a humbucker with, I think, very similar output. So I will let you draw your own conclusions from that. All I can say is that the sound samples were played all within a very short period of time. The same evening, the same amp, the mic was not touched. Other than going from channel to channel on the Boss Katana, nothing else was touched. So I hope that you can go through this, maybe learn some things. I know that I did. And these are always fun because it really is as close to scientific as you can get. Obviously, you have the human element of me playing them, and I tried to play them as closely in the same style. I use the same pick as possible, but close to a scientific test as you really can get with guitars. And I think that there's a lot we can learn from these tests because our eyes are not deceiving us, sort of like the Andertons blindfold tests. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on rocking.